Okay, so we have another worded problem. Let's read this problem out. So we have a volume of a sphere is given by this expression 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r happens to be the radius of the sphere. And if the sphere of radius square root of 4, big deal, square root of 4, okay, it's just 2, isn't it? Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. If a sphere of radius square root of 4 is shrunk, that means if it's shrunk for some reason, you could think of a sphere made of thermocol and take it to the bottom of the ocean and it shrinks by upon pressure. Let's say that it shrunk from a radius of 2, which is square root of 4, into a radius of cube root of 4, which is much less than 2, right? Then in that case, they are asking you to find the ratio of the volumes before and after the sphere shrunk, right? Means you calculate the volume of the sphere before you took it to the bottom of the ocean, and then you calculate the same volume, you calculate the volume after you have taken the sphere to the bottom of the ocean, at which point it would have shrunk. It should have been at which point the volume would have been a bit lesser. And then you are supposed to calculate the volume or the ratios of the two volumes. Obviously, the volume above the ocean was much higher and below the ocean is much lower. So the ratio has to be 1. So of course the ocean is just an example that I provided. But of course the volume before shrinking is greater and volume after shrinking is much smaller. Therefore the ratio before shrinking to the after shrinking should be greater than 1. Right, now let's in any case, let's deal with it and try to look at the problem numerically, shall we? Now the solutions process is going to start. Now the volume has been provided to you as 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, now let volume be before shrinking. Okay, so that's before shrinking, and volume A after, okay, BF and AF, okay, this is after shrinking. Okay, so now therefore this obviously corresponds to the radius before shrinking, and that corresponds to the radius after shrinking, isn't it? Right, very good. So in which case your ratio of VBF to VAF is what you're supposed to calculate, in which case it's going to be 4 divided by 3 divided times, okay, a big guy over here, 4 by 3 pi r cube. R is nothing but RBF, so RBF whole cube, and divided by 4 by 3 and pi and r after whole cube. So this entire thing goes away, that goes away, so you're just left with r before whole cube divided by r AF whole cube. As simple as this. So VBF by VAF is quite simply, what is your radius before shrinking? Radius before shrinking is square root of 4, okay, divided to the power of 3, and radius after shrinking is cube root of 4 to the power of 3. Right, wonderful. So what are we going to get? So we're going to get 2 times 2 times 2 divided by 4. So 2 and 4 goes away, so you're left with 2. Right, so the volume before shrinking is 2 times the volumes after shrinking. So what do we get? Okay, from this is VBF 2 divided by VAF is 2. Therefore VBF is 2 VA. Oops, what happened to this? Okay, my net's hanging up. Okay, right, but in any case, what I'm supposed to write here is 2 times VAF. That means VB. Okay, it seems to be corrected back now, I guess. Yeah, there we go. AF. All right, so let's walk ourselves through what we have done and then find out whether everything is correct, shall we? Now, okay, so what did we do? We take the ratio of 4 by 3 pi by r cube, 4 by 3 pi r cube. Wonderful. So before, under, after, very good. So they are constants, and 4 by 3 and pi are constants, they cancel away, very good. So RBF whole cube divided by RAF whole cube, and RBF is nothing but square root of 4, which is nothing but just 2, and that's just 2, isn't it? So that's why 2 to the power of 3 becomes 2 times 2 times 2, and cube root of 4 to the power of 3 just becomes cube root of 4 cubed is nothing but the 4 inside, so we're going to retain the 4, and 2 times 2 is 4, so 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 and 4 on the numerator and denominator gets cancelled away, and the remaining thing is 2. Therefore the fraction or the ratio of VBF to VAF is 2. That means that V before divided by V after is 2. Therefore, you conclude that when you cross multiply it over there, so what you're going to get is volume before is 2 times volume after, right? So we're going to go forward in the next video, and what I would advise is you please solve more problems like these in the exercises that I have provided, and at the same time do revert back to any other previous videos in case that you would really like to revise some ways in which I have done the problems, or in the ways in which I have been looking at problems in a different way, or are there any tips and tricks that I have given in the previous videos. Please do revise, okay? Please do go back to other videos before you go forward, okay? At a certain point of these videos, given the previous, I've given such that they are all linked up, but post certain stage, you should have developed a certain skill set to deal with the problems, right? So you should be knowing certain tips and tricks. You should be knowing certain formulas, all by learning from the previous videos, okay? So see you again in the next video.